I remember waking up at 10, 11 in the morning with this intention to be very productive because I had the most important exams of my life coming up. I would wake up and then I would go for breakfast and I would tell my mommy to make me 3 French toasts and spread peanut butter and Nutella all over them. I would then absolutely devour those French toasts while watching YouTube, obviously. And I would go back into my room, sit down on my desk, and I'm not kidding, the second my little fat butt touched my seat, I wanted to go back to sleep. Think about how disappointing that is, that a militarily aged young man, I was 18 years old, and after having slept 8, 9, 10 hours a night, I wanted to go back to sleep already. But now the thing is, I have to power through this, right? I've got work to do. I've got the most important exams of my life coming up. So I would absolutely David Goggins it and get to work. But before that, I need to get in the mood. I need to add some extra barakah to my work and make sure that I am focused. So I would go grab my little headphones, put them in, and start listening to some music. Because honestly, I needed the stimulation. I couldn't be focused or work without it. Even though this was my routine, this was my attempt to being productive, I still smashed those exams by the grace of Allah, and also the fact that I am an absolute G. But I do remember after those exams, I started watching those entrepreneurial productivity morning routines, and I realized that there was a lot of improvement I could make. So I started to wake up earlier and earlier, so 7, 8 a.m. in the morning, and I have a bit of a healthier breakfast, maybe some bananas or something like that. And then I would go to the gym, and after I came back from the gym, I would go and actually start working. But I wanted to optimize my morning routine more for my work, more focus for my business goals. So then I started to wake up at 5 in the morning so I could work when no one else in the house was up. And I would go straight to working. I would work fasted. And when the sun would come up, being Huberman's good little boy, I would go look at it and get all the good healthy stuff in as well. And sure, this was a bit hard to be consistent with, but I did end up building the habit until I went to Umrah and had my spiritual awakening, when I realized that I should also be praying Fajr. And this is when my productivity skyrocketed. I came back from Umrah all hyped with this new level of Iman, and I would wake up for Tahajjud. Then I would wait till Fajr and I would read Quran in between. I'll pray Fajr and then I'll get to work. And let me tell you, this was such a good productivity routine. I was able to accomplish so much, make so much progress to my goals, and that was so beautiful because I was able to balance both Deen and Dunya. I was able to tick off boxes of the Deen so early in the morning, but also make progress towards my Dunya goals. Also, really quickly, before I tell you that, I want to tell you about the Noble Circle, which is the first link in the description. Go join my free community. I want to see you in there. I believe that the best Muslim morning routine is different for every Muslim. We all have our own goals for dunya and deen, and that's why it's important for us to differentiate our own routine and not just copy some YouTuber just because. Because let me tell you one thing, I remember I had developed this perfect routine, right? I was praying Tahajjud, I was reading Quran, I was praying Fajr, and then I was getting to work. But I remember one night after Isha, I came and sat down at my desk and I was reflecting on the day, right? And I was wondering, what more can I optimize? And I realized that reading Quran in the morning, I could actually move it up to later in the day, to Maghrib time or to Isha time, and actually just keep all of my brain points saved for my work. And I know this might be a bit controversial, but I had to optimize for my goals. And honestly, I might be wrong, right? I might have made the wrong decision. I might have been fooled by shaitan, but I'm kind of sticking to it for now. And I can just read Quran later in the day. Making decisions like this, I optimized an already optimal routine more and more so I could get the most out of it, so I could make the most progress. And this is why it's so important for you and I to have almost kind of different morning routines and have different things. But one thing I would tell you is to prioritize waking up for Fajr and then getting to work. Because let me tell you, before, when I was on my entrepreneurial hustle and I was listening to these kuffar influences and I was waking up at 5 and not praying Fajr, honestly, my day was not blessed. I didn't feel productive. I didn't get much done. So when I did start to add Fajr into my routine, the 5-10 minutes of praying Fajr and connecting and speaking with my Lord, my Creator, first thing in the morning, I suddenly was able to get so much done. I was able to do a whole day's worth of work a couple of hours in the morning, and it was such a beautiful experience seeing that for myself for the first time. And that's what I would recommend to you. Make sure, please, that you do pray Fajr and then you get to work. Prioritize that prayer and you will see all of your day having this new level of momentum and barakah from your Creator. And another problem I had was that it was really hard for me to be consistent with this routine. I remember there were some days where I would wake up and go through this routine almost like perfectly. I was able to pray Fajr, Tahajjud, all of that. I was able to get so much work done. But the day after, I was asleep till 8, 9. Maybe I woke up and prayed Fajr, but I realized like I'm too tired. I stayed up too late and I would just go back to sleep, and I wasn't as productive as I should have been that day. And this is when I realized that the morning routine is important. The morning routine is good, but what is even more important is the night routine. So when I started focusing on my night routine, that time right after Isha, when it was a bit, half an hour before bed, that's where I had to make sure that I lock in, that I dial in, I put my phone away, I get ready to go to sleep so I can sleep early and hence wake up early for Fajr and be ready to go. And honestly, this is a long process. It's gonna take you some time. Even I slip off it these days after having so much months of practice. And honestly, I used to get really mad at myself. I used to get pissed at myself for sleeping in, for not waking up for Fajr, for not doing this, for not doing that. And I used to get really annoyed. But I realized it would be more powerful, it would be more important for me to actually be patient with myself, to trust the process and understand that this is a long game. And if I am consistent with it, inshallah, by the grace of Allah, I will get consistent with this routine and I will be able to make a lot more progress towards my goal, inshallah. And that's what happened. I stayed consistent with it, I stayed patient, and I saw myself get more and more consistent. In a week, if I was doing 2-3 days on this routine, now all of a sudden I'm doing 4, 5, 6, 7 days. And that is the beautiful part about it. Trust yourself, be patient with yourself, and you will see your entire day come together and you will see yourself making a lot of progress. If you watch this far in the video, there's a link in the description for you to book a call with me where we can speak about your productivity problem, your procrastination problem, and I can give you my own advice, the things that have helped me, the habit trackers, all these little things, so you can overcome procrastination in 30 days. Think about that. When you finally become productive, when you finally stop procrastinating, think about all of the things you could accomplish in your Deen, in your goals in this world. So I would highly recommend you to go click that link in the description and book that call. I want to thank you for your time. Bye.